One time I went through an event that I deemed it was semi-traumatized. It wasn't that traumatizing, but the Molly and the side effects of the Molly, it amplified what happened. So I was miserable after this event took place. I was crying like a baby crying. I don't usually cry like that. It takes a lot for me to cry, but I only do that through depression. Depression is a different type of crying when you're depressed. When you're depressed, it's not just simple tears when you're depressed. You're whining. You're spiritually broken, emptiness, sadness. It's a different type of feeling when you're depressed. So I'm whining, and I'm doing this in front of a woman. I'm looking sad. I'm in front of my girlfriend. She's looking at me like, this guy's looking like, what's he going through? He must have some deep underlying issues. I'm whining. I'm like, God, why? Why, God, why? It sounds crazy right now. All right? So now, after going through the experience, I went through that experience like twice on it. So I had to, hold up, pump my brakes. I have to reassess this drug that I'm taking. I don't find it to be so great no longer. Okay? So me, I'm the type of person, I do my research. I did my Googles, right? So from hence when I did my Googles, I found out that Molly, synthetic Molly, it's like ecstasy. It releases dopamine. And when you go through certain experiences, it could deplete your dopamine. Meaning dopamine is like a reservoir. You have a certain amount of it. Yes, the body does reproduce dopamine, but you got to give it time. I wasn't producing enough dopamine in time. I used up all my dopamine through the Molly. So when it was time for me to come out of that situation, I couldn't come out of the situation. There was no chemical there to relieve me. There was no happy chemical. There was no reward system. There was no balance there. So I remained in that emptiness, in that sadness. I remained in that place, that dark. It was a very dark space. Very dark space. The gray cloud over my head. Very dark space. Very. I never want to experience that again, to be honest with you. That's depression amplified. Man, one of the worst experiences in my life. And I didn't go through it once, I went through it twice. And this is all through synthetic drugs, Molly. All right? So you guys keep in mind, when you take a Molly, you're taking cocaine, these drugs, also coffee. And marijuana does it too. You can abuse the dopamine in your body is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Okay?